Here is your 7-inch digital driver's display. You see on the right side you have a traditional looking speedometer, and then in the center you have a digital speedometer along with your cruise control, your temperature, your odometer, your gear, and fuel tank at the bottom. On the left side you have your RPMs, your estimated range, your mile per gallon for trip B at the bottom. You also have a meter in between there to tell you what your current mile per gallon is. And then, of course, it says to hold the scroll button to reset. And how you change all of that is right here on this scroll button. And you're just going to scroll through and it will change between A and B. Then down at the bottom is your time, and you can see the Honda Sense symbol on there to let you know all of your driving assistance features are on. And that is all of your driver's display. There's not much going on and there's not much you can do. Most of it is done in the infotainment screen. So let's go take a look at that now. Okay, here's the 9-inch infotainment display, new for this year. So you can see you have a home button here, the back button, volume, and then you have your track adjustment right there. So it's nice to have a few physical buttons to play with. Other than that, you do have wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. We're going to touch this button right down here. That is going to bring up this menu. Then we can click on Honda. That brings up Honda's interface. I've heard that this is not the most recent Honda software, but it does work pretty decent. So here we can go into all apps, and that's going to just bring up everything that we saw there at the beginning page. You hit the back button. So that's basically what all of this is. So then we got navigation right here. You see it does take a little time to load, and it doesn't have like a 3D imaging or anything like that. FM radio, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto button, Sirius satellite radio, and your rear entertainment system. That is going to be your 12.8-inch screen that comes out of the ceiling. And then it also connects with the HDMI port there. You can use Wi-Fi access, and then you also have headphones and a remote that goes along with that. One swipe over and we have general settings. That is going to be all of your smartphone connection, your other connections. You've got your display here so you can make adjustments to it. Your sound, so you can adjust all of your sound metrics, which I have not done yet. So we need to take that up, and this about right here. That always sounds good to me. You have your center speaker volume. Zones, so you can set that for the full vehicle, front only, driver only, and rear only. I like that you have those adjustments that you can make. DTS sound. Simulate a surround sound there. All right, we have camera. So we've got the rear camera, you got a fixed guidelines on the road or not, dynamic guidelines that move with the steering wheel. Let's turn those on and we'll take a look at those here. If we put this in reverse, there you can see the lines there, and when I turn, it's going to show, that's the dynamic. It's going to kind of show the direction of the back and which way it's going. All right, and then you have cross traffic monitor. We want to make sure we've got that on. Cabin watch. So this is how you get to see the people in the rear. So you can show it at the beginning, or you can have it default of full screen. So kind of like this right here, you can see everyone in the back. That's nice to be able to do. Those are just your settings for those features. And then you have voice control So you can actually talk and have it control certain things in the vehicle. And that's it for your general settings. We'll go back. And then now we will click on vehicle settings. This is going to be your driver assist. So your forward collision warning is set on normal. You can change that to long or short. Adaptive cruise control, front vehicle detect beep. You can turn that on if you would like to, just kind of let you know that there is going to be a car in front of you. I don't like any extra beeping or things to annoy me while I'm driving. Road departure mitigation, that's to keep you inside of your lines. So you can do normal, you can keep it narrow, so even if you don't get on the line, it will let you know before it gets there, and wide, it won't do anything until you go over the line. Lane keep assist, that is your lane centering. And that is just a beep to let you know that it is on and activated. Like I said, I don't like any unnecessary beeps. Blind spot info. This will alert you in your mirror just like this, to let you know that there is a car in your blind spot, and you can have an audible tone. That is nice to have. I don't mind that. That way I don't have to worry that whether, even though the light is on, is there something there? If it's beeping at me, then I don't have to look over there every time. Traffic sign recognition system is nice because it lets you know the speed limit, it lets you know stop signs, curves on the road, that type of thing. Okay, that's it for that. We can go into meter setup. So that is going to set up your driver's display. So you can have trip A manually reset, trip B manually reset, your outside temperature. Sorry, I skipped that one. Adjust your alarm volume. Some people like to turn that way down. You've got your reverse alert tone, fuel efficiency, backlight, turn-by-turn, auto display, speed, distance in units. So we got that set on miles per hour and miles. Your tachometer, you can actually turn the tachometer on and off of the driver display, and a rear seat reminder, but I don't have anybody going to be riding in the rear seat, so that is shut off. Driving position setup. So you've got your memory position link, so that way it will remember where you have your seats set up, and seat position movement. You can have it turned on to slide back or forward whenever you get in or out of the vehicle. Keyless access setup, that is all just on your key fob. Your lighting setup, you've got interior dimming for 30 seconds, your headlight auto off timer at 15 seconds. And after you exit and lock the car, 15 seconds later, the headlights will shut off. Auto light sensitivity on for cars coming at you, that'll adjust your auto headlights. And then auto headlight on with wiper on. Next is your door and window setup. Auto door locks with the vehicle. Speed, I usually have it shift to park. That way nobody can accidentally open the door as you are driving. And then doors unlock when you shift to park. That way everybody can get out, and if I'm not getting out, then I can just stay in here and I don't have to worry about unlocking everything. Walk away auto lock, that's nice to see. There's not a lot of vehicles that have that. Power sliding door, keyless open remote at any time. Lock pre-setting, keyless lock answer back. Security relock timer. So this means that if you unlock the vehicle, if you don't open any of the doors within 30 seconds, it will relock itself. Remote window control. So if you press the unlock button and then you press the unlock again and hold it down, it will roll down all of the windows and open the sunroof. Okay, that's all of those. Go on over here and power tailgate setup. Keyless open, you can open that on your key fob. You've got power open by the handle, so that you push the little button on the back of the lift gate and it will open. And then you also have the hands-free access function where you swipe your foot underneath it and it will open. And then the last one is just your maintenance info. Bluetooth audio is basically like playing your Pandora and stuff on your phone. Your trip computers, you go into here and you have trip A and trip B, and this is where we saw about manually resetting them. The trip A and trip B have a manual reset on the steering wheel, so you'll hold down that little scroll button and that will reset them. This is going to actually record your last several drives that you have in here. All right, then you have a USB connection, AM radio, system updates, and a Wi-Fi hotspot that you could set up. It's your clock information, so you can adjust and change that if you need to. Honda Link, so you can connect all of your functions with your cell phone and app. Smart shortcuts, click that, and you can set up, looks like over time it's going to learn what your shortcut setups are going to be, and it's going to add them to the screen to make it easier for you to find what you need to. You got display mode, you can have it either light or dark. Here is your cabin watch. So right now you can see the camera is showing everything back here. See if I can get my hand. See, there's my hand right there. Right underneath there. That is pretty cool. And you can go into settings. So you've got your full screen view. And then you also have a custom view. If you push this button here, that will activate the speakers in the back, and you can talk to whoever is back there without having to yell. So you can just talk and they'll be able to hear you through the speakers in the back. If they have headphones on, they will hear it through their headphones also. And then you have your cabin talk, which is kind of funny because you can actually hear me. See if I can put my mic back there. You can hear me through the speakers, which is pretty crazy. Anyway, that's your cabin talk. Your microphone's on, your speakers coming through the speakers and the headphones. It's a pretty cool function. Turn on cabin watch and cabin talk. Awesome. And that is all. Yep. And that is all of your infotainment. So you can see down here at the bottom, here's smart shortcuts, display mode, rear entertainment, FM, phone, and navigation. Just little hotkeys, and those are the ones that it will memorize and will start to notice what ones you use more frequently than others. And then we can go back to Android Auto. Pan down here, here is all your climate control buttons, so you've got all of that stuff right there. It's excellent. Come down here, you've got your gear shift right here, which I am not a big fan of this one, but you do have plenty of other features. You've got economy, snow, you shut your auto start stop off, heated and ventilated seats. This thing is pretty much loaded with all the tech that you could need. So there's your driver's display and your infotainment center. Now we're going to go out and test some of the ADAS systems, the driver assist features. We are going to see how well it keeps lane centering going around a curve, and then afterwards we are not going to touch the wheel, even if it tells us to simulate maybe someone passing out or having a problem that they can't control the car. What is the car going to do, and how safe is it in that situation? So let's go ahead and do that now. We're out on the road, and I'm going to set us at 58 miles per hour. Getting ready to come up to our first curve up here, and I'm going to turn on the lane centering. So that is on now. Through the first curve, I'm going to keep my hand on the steering wheel, see how it does going around. I'm not going to turn it myself. I'm just going to lightly touch it for now. And we're going a little wide, but it's not saying it's on the line, so I guess we're okay. Now this time it's going to do it on its own, and I'm not going to touch it. If it starts telling me to put my hands on the wheel, I am not going to touch it. Which, there it goes. It did not even take the corner. So it's locked in, it should be taking the corner, and it cannot do it. So it can't take the corner on its own. Not sure why. It should be able to do that. All right, next thing we're going to do is, if it tells me to put my hands on the wheel, I'm not going to put my hands on the wheel in case someone would pass out, something to that effect. We'll see what happens. Okay, steering required. It just shut off the lane centering, which is not a good thing. Still has lane keep assist on. All right, it went to the right, and we're still going, still saying put your hands on the wheel. Nothing else has changed other than the lane centering has kicked off. All right, got a little on the inside, and it moves us back. And now we are pinballing. And we've got, okay, beeping. Still just flashing, steering required. We're not slowing down. And it's just warning me because I got on the edge. Steering required. Yeah, it's not doing anything different. This is a little too far. If somebody was passed out, this would not have helped at all. So nothing has changed. It's only doing that when it gets close to the line. So I'm going to go ahead and take over. That's enough of that. We don't want to hit the little bridge here. Okay. Well, there you go. That's it for the Honda Sense Safety. That did not work out very well. It didn't do anything but flash on the screen. The only time it even made any sounds was when it was actually getting on the outside lines. It shut off the lane centering, so therefore it couldn't even keep itself in the center of the lane, and it couldn't even take the curve on its own, which we've seen other cars do without any problem. So I would say this is probably not the best safety-wise if you are unable to drive, if you would pass out, if you would have a medical emergency or something. It's just going to keep on driving and probably end up driving you off the road. It's just really not that safe. So, all right, that's it. Like I always say, hit the like button and spread this around so everyone can see this. If you need to, go ahead and clip it out and show it to some other people. Take a look at this video up on the screen, and that's going to give you a full review of this Honda Odyssey. All right, you guys have a blessed day.